Alright, so we're in my 2003 Mustang GT here, and I've done a push-to-start system using the button out of a 2007 Nissan Altima. And I'll just show you how this works here. When it's under remote start, it actually shows the lock light. So there it is. This system was done with about 11 relays and a mess of diodes and stuff. It needs a momentary on and off switching system, followed by ignition and accessory starter system, relay system I mean. So when I disarm it, the start and stop light lights up, and then once you get into the vehicle, so I'll open the door, hop in, and then once you get in and you press the start button here, if you want to take that there, just watch your finger on that. So I press the start button and it moves over from lock to on. Press the brake, put the handle down, and there you go. So if I want to remote start it again, I will pull up on the handle, press my activation button for my remote starter, and again the light comes on because it's tied in with the headlights, reverse lights, and interior light that all come on for 30 seconds with disarm. Press off, and it goes into the lock position, hop outside the vehicle, and shut it off. And eventually the lock light goes out too. Start it again. Actually, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bypass the sensors on my alarm because I've got a prox in here and it's going to set it off. So if you're wondering about the transponder, it actually uses a negative signal to turn on the bypass, the transponder bypass, which only works when the car starter is disarmed. So as long as the system is armed, this switch will not work. The push button will not work. So if somebody wants to break in and try and start the car, it's not going to work for them. And in order to start this car, you have to, because it's a manual transmission, you have to push in the clutch, but then you also have to push in the brake to start the car. Just hitting the switch will turn everything on. Hitting it again will turn everything off. But if you happen to be pressing the brake, anytime you press a switch, it will turn the starter over. The only problem that I have with this is that when you want to stop the car, you have to make sure that your foot is off the brake. Otherwise, you'll grind the starter. So here's another little treat here that I put in. I hooked it up to my stereo on-off here through the auxiliary. So when I turn that on, ACC comes on. So that turns on my stereo. So that ACC light only turns on when I use my auxiliary, so that way that I know it's on. If the stereo's off, it'll still tell me that it's on through the accessory, and I can turn that on, and I can turn that off. It also resets itself. So if I turn the accessory on and hit the push button, start it and stop it, it'll kill that accessory as well. So I'll do that. Start the car here. Disarm it, and start stop light comes on, hop in the car, press start, it goes to on, put the e-brake down and you can drive away. So I'm just going to shut the car off, so I'll put the e-brake on, and all you do, foot off the brake, hit the button, and there you go. Now that light again will stay on for 30 seconds like the rest of the safety lights in the car, because that's the way the car starter is configured. So now if I turn on my accessory, there's my accessory, but if I go to ignition on, stereo stays on, all my accessories and everything are on now, turn it off. But now, so you can see if I press the brake, if I don't press the brake, it does nothing. It just turns the accessories on and off, ignition and accessories on and off. So if I push the brake and the clutch and hold it to start it, because this is actually the crank, and you'll see what I mean here. I'll stop the car. You need to push this for a certain length of time in order for the bypass to kick in. See, if I just press this, and you'll see my theft light will just sit there and flash. There's my theft light flashing on the dash. So you've got to hold it for a few seconds here. So foot on the clutch, foot on the brake, hold start. Off you go.